Hey guys, Jackie, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been such a long time since you guys have seen me, but I am back. I just had some personal things to sort through, but here we are. I thought I'll do a little chit-chatty get ready with me because I have quite some tea to spill with you guys. So grab a snack, sit back and relax, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so starting off, I do want to apologize to you guys for being MIA for a while, but I have just been going through it recently, so I kind of took a few weeks off to just be around friends and family. So sorry that I've been MIA, but I just needed some time to myself to kind of be away from my responsibilities. If you guys don't know, I am actually a full-time employee. I work in the healthcare work field and I do YouTube as a part-time. It's kind of hard for me to juggle because I have to film on my off day and then kind of edit in between the work days, so it's taken its toll on me, definitely. So I just kind of needed some time away from just everything, and so I kind of just took off a few days from work to just kind of realign myself and realign my goals. And a lot has been happening, you guys. I don't even know where to begin, but first thing is first, I am super happy with my current selected friend group. I've actually met them from work, and I usually like to separate work from personal life, but these girls have just been proving that boundary wrong. I just love them a lot, and I feel like our mentality really align with one another, and they're super chill. So we have just been spending a lot of time outside of work together, and thank God for that, because I was stuck in this kind of dark and scary place by myself. I don't usually like talking about my feelings, but with these girls it was just kind of easy to open up and relate with. So that's been going on for a bit, and just being around with them makes me super happy because it's never a one-sided relationship type of thing. These girls always put the same amount of effort into the group as I do, and I just really love that, because I honestly, from past experience, I have just grown to dislike planning, especially about myself. And what I love about this friend group is that everybody's always so down for whatever, and it's always so easy for us to compromise on what to do, where to hang out, what to eat, and stuff like that. So I just have been really enjoying my time with them, and it's a really nice kind of way to unwind from this whole stressful thing at work. Like I said, I like to differentiate between personal and work life, but lately I have just been so affected by the amount of stress I get from work that it just on my off days it feels like I'm still at work because I'm still on edge, and that makes me so uncomfortable. And it has been a few months now, and I feel the past few weeks have definitely been the last straw for me. So I just told my manager, I was you know what, I need a few days off. I can't do this. I have a lot of pressure. I literally go to work every day with anxiety, and that's a whole nother story that I'll get into it in a little bit. But my managers, God bless them, they love me because of my work ethic, and I love them too because they're so understanding. And I just, yeah, I couldn't. I just needed to step away from all of that. And while I was doing that, I have been looking at other places, because though I love my managers, and I mean, not the company so much, but I just decided that it's kind of time for me to go, because I love learning, and I feel at my current position, I am a medical scribe. I feel there is just not much left for me to learn in this position. So I just, been kind of exploring my options, went to a few interviews, and it's been going really great. So honestly, I just might come back from this break and tell them that I'm resigning. But yeah, back to the whole stressful thing, right? My company is on the road to becoming one of the largest Asian community based healthcare network in the Triborough area, and it's all great and all, you know, like I love serving my Asian community, but it just sometimes there's issues with like the upper management, because my clinic used to be privately owned, and for them to kind of transition into like this bigger family corporate lifestyle, it's kind of hard for them. So there's been like a lot of tension between like our own physicians and the one physician that I specifically work with. He has anger issues and bipolar issues. It's really hard for us, well, for me and the staff on his team to kind of like work together, because every little thing could trigger him, and you may or may not be able to like pinpoint what the trigger is, because every day it would be something different, you know. The other seniors on his team, they're kind of like used to it, and honestly their skills are limited, so they are unable to find another job, so that's why they suck up to it. But me, I'm still young, you know, and I am never gonna slave myself long term for somebody that I cannot like vibe with like that. So that is one of the reasons why I might be leaving soon. But it was just like super hard to kind of get along with him. I've only been with this company for, I would say, like a little less than 2 years. Like it would be 2 years in October. I've actually had the luxury to work with every physician at my clinic, and I vibe with like all of them except for this one I currently work with, because he is always so uptight, which is good because, you know, you want to be professional, but at the same time it's super unprofessional of him to kind of like throw tantrums in the middle of a workday while we're seeing patients. It's just it's a bit much, you know. And I have spoken to my managers about it, and they're like, yeah, we can't really like help you out and, you know, pull you back and put you in with another physician anymore, because the physician that I currently work with, he is the director, one of the board members. So my manager's like, oh, I don't really want to like butt heads with him, so we're just gonna let him do whatever he wants. So I've been like stuck with him for 8 months now, and it has not really been a good time. It's just a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and like as much as I love helping people out, it's just too much. Like I feel like I need to think about my mental health. He is gonna be a downfall of my mental health. He is the #1 reason why I had to take a few days break from work, and I don't want to like bash anybody because he is such a good physician, but it's just he has anger issues, you know. Like ultimately he should seek some help, like professional help. I'll give him a referral. But like it was just so hard to always be walking on eggshells, you know. Like you never want to put yourself in a position like that, because it's just so draining on you and everybody else. And I'm like 100% sure that the rest of the members on his team are not even thinking about leaving, because they're just so comfortable and like used to it. They told me to get used to it. I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm 23. I should not be getting used to tantrums being thrown at me by a grown-ass adult. He's like 50s, right? And you should be able to control your emotions, you know. But it's a lot. So I'm calling it quits. I'm pretty sure I'm calling it quits. But there's also a lot of tea regarding like the other team members, because I'm a very people person. I don't know if you can tell, but I fucking talk a lot, and like I hear feedback from my colleagues too, and everyone's just like, not to like suck up to my ass, but they're always like, oh Jackie, like you're so mature, like, oh I see why the managers like you get your work done, like blah blah, you know when to play, you know when to work. And yeah, I think that's, you know, professionalism, and that's maturity, you know. So I have had no issues with anybody in the company except for the members on this doctor's team. Like I don't understand why. Maybe they're also stressed out from, you know, the doctor's tantrums, but also like this one specific like member on the team, she's not a team player at all. Like, and I hate that. I mean, honestly, I don't hate it. There's a way to do it, you know. You could be not a team member, but just don't participate in anything, you know. Like if you don't want to do your job, it's okay, honestly. Like just don't do your job, you know. I'm not gonna rat you out. Management might do something about it, but that's that's not something that I would rat out, you know. I wouldn't tell anybody that you're not doing shit, but it's another thing if you're like literally pushing all of your own responsibilities onto somebody else. Like if I'm given a task and I don't want to do it, I just won't do it, but I won't like make somebody else do it, because everybody on the team kind of has like a designated role. Like I'm a scribe, I do scribe work. The MA, she does like, you know, blood draws and vaccines and stuff like that. And then you have like 2 receptionists, one does checkouts and one does check-ins, right? And this member is the check-in member. So as a check-in member, you're supposed to verify like basic information: insurance, name, date of birth, and some simple things. I don't know if I want to get into it, but it's fuck, I'll just get into it, whatever. I have this thing called HEDIS. It's a checklist pretty much that's in our system that we use per patient to document the stuff that they need to do, or if they have done it, like flu shots, vaccines need to be updated, any cancer screenings have to be updated. And as a scribe, I'm supposed to dictate what the patient is coming in for, as well as like documenting any like lab results and imaging results. So I found it so hard to do my job because this woman is always like not updating the HEDIS for me. So by the time I see a patient, I have to look through the HEDIS again myself, and that just takes up a lot of my time and my physician's time, because everything should have been done before the patient gets to see us. She doesn't do a good job, and I'm always catching her mistakes. And honestly, for the first few weeks, I'll say, oh, you know, maybe she's just like, her English isn't well enough, or maybe, you know, she's just you know, too busy or something. She literally goes and tell everybody that she's too busy for it. So I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna cut her some slack. I don't think she realizes her mistakes, because I never really like tell her. I just kind of like fix it myself. At one point I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just let her know that she's doing something wrong, and maybe she'll like be smart about it and kind of not make the mistake the next time, because, you know, we live and we learn, right? So I would just like team her, and I would be like, yo, you know, like, you forgot about this, you didn't do this, that's not right, blah blah. And then she would just like not reply to me on Teams, which I get it, like, you might be busy, but then like I go back into the chart and it's not fixed, but it's on red. So I would go outside and I'll tell her like, yo, you know, like, you kind of messed this up, like, we shouldn't be doing this, there's a better way to do it, like, let me teach you. And her attitude is always like, I have more important things to do than what you're telling me to do. And I'm like, no, the patient is in my room right now and I need it fixed before we see the doctor, you know? So it's just like, we always butt heads, because she has a different like way of setting priorities, and that did not align with me. Stuff like this, like just the little things. And when we have meetings with like upper management, the regional managers and stuff like that, like, she would always go around bragging that she did everything by herself, she spends X amount of time doing it, like, it's all thanks to her. And you know, everybody else on the team is just kind of like, oh, I'm just like not gonna embarrass her and shit, right? Me too, low-key. But honestly, like, I feel like I should have exposed her, because I'm so sick of her claiming credit for the rest of the team. She doesn't even say like, oh yeah, like, you know, they sometimes help me. No, it's always like, oh, I spent like 2 hours on it, of course it's perfect. Bitch, it's not perfect. You damn well did not spend 2 hours on it, because it should not look like that, you know? Like, I should not be seeing the stupid mistakes that I do. Everything shows me that like she's not really like serious about her job, and that kind of irks me, because I'm like, yo, we work in healthcare, it's kind of serious and everything is time sensitive, you know? So I like, we always butt heads, and she never really liked me, because honestly, not to like toot my own horn, but like I said, I'm a people person, and I kind of like climbed my way up pretty fast in the company, to the point where it's like within, I would say, like 4 months, my managers will always be asking about me. Like, my name would always be in somebody's mouth. Good things, of course, but they will always be like, oh, like, just ask Jackie, like, oh, where's Jackie, I need her for something, like this and that. And she was a person who was supposed to train me on my first week, and she was like, I don't have time to train newbies, like, I don't have time for that. And one of my site managers was like, oh, well, even if you don't have time, you're gonna have to, because it's in your job description or something like that. And she never really like liked me since then. Maybe it's like a personal vendetta, And when I transitioned to be on her team, she was just kind of like, oh my god, like that one. I just keep it cool, you know? I love keeping like everything cordial because I feel like even though you don't like a person, you don't want to be on the bad side because what if you do have to work with them in the future, you know? So I always try not to burn my bridges. So I was like, you know what? Like, you don't want to treat me on your first date, give you super, like, such bad attitude, but it's okay, you know? I can understand. Maybe you are stressed out, blah, blah, blah. It's my first date. I'm the new one, so I should be, like, inferior to you. Okay, but at one point, you just kind of have to recognize, like, why is that newbie being praised more than me, a senior, who's been here for, like, 10 plus years, you know? In terms of other things, like personal life, I am trying to figure out what I want to do with YouTube. Like, I know I have like fashion content, sewing content, and beauty content on my page, but honestly, like, and vlogging, I love my vlogs so much, but I'm kind of like trying to figure out what's the best genre for me, you know, if that makes sense. Like, I want to create like a lot of content, obviously, but sometimes I feel like my thoughts are all over the place and I just feel like, oh, should I post like this type of video? Oh, it's kind of like too similar to this one. Can I post them together, like next to each other, back to back? I don't know, sometimes I overthink and that's honestly my fault, but I'm trying to rethink about what my schedule, like my filming editing schedule would be like. And honestly, like, I have been uploading on Sunday for a long time now and I don't know if I want to switch that up because my engagement and my views have been kind of shitty. I don't know if it's because like it's summertime now, it's getting warmer, so everybody's just like out and about on weekends, but I don't know, it's not really like working out for me. Okay, this is kind of weird to admit, but I actually like editing. I know a lot of people don't like editing, but I actually do. Like, it's so fun to kind of like watch myself on camera. That sounds so gross, honestly. Okay, ew. I want to see how I look like to other people, you know? Like, does that make sense? And I don't know, I find it so funny sometimes when I'm like watching my video playback and it's just like, wow, I sound so stupid. I want to like try new things, so maybe over like the next few videos, weeks, or to a month, I might be like posting at different times or something like that. And it would help a lot if you guys could like drop a comment telling me like when do you usually see my videos. Like, I upload on Sunday, but like when does it actually reach to you guys? Because I swear like Sundays are kind of so slow for my views sometimes. So I just want to know like by when does my videos get circulated. And obviously, if you guys have any other like special requests for video content, like let me know. Like, is there anything that you guys want me to try, like beauty, fashion wise, or any sewing ideas that you guys want me to show you guys? Because I'm also a beginner, so we're in this together, you know? It's a learning process. And as far as my like mental health recently, honestly, like I have been so hazy. I don't know how to describe it, but lately I've just been like so hazy and I just wake up dazed, you know? Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I have people talking to me at work. I'm trying to absorb information and it's just not, it's not happening, you know? And I don't know if it's because like I don't have good sleep, because I'm in bed by 12 and I don't wake up until like 8, so I have like a good 8 hours of sleep every day. But it's just like I wake up so lost and like drowsy, and it has been like affecting me at work too because I cannot understand what the fuck is going on. I also have a lot of tea to spill about work, but I don't want our first video, sit down chit chatting video, to be way too long. So if you guys are interested, honestly, like I have been just spending a lot of time with friends and like outdoors at the beach and stuff. I feel my best when I'm tan. Like, if I am looking pale, you did not see me. I am just like automatically in a much like happier mood when I am tan. Like, I'm super like more talkative. I don't look sick anymore. Honestly, I feel so good when like I'm tan. And in the winter, it's really hard for me. I have to use like a self tanner, and sometimes it do be looking a little orangey, I'm not gonna lie. So if I ever look orange on camera, you did not see that. What else should we talk about? Like, how are you guys doing, you know? Like, did you guys miss me and my toxic energy? Okay, so like I've kind of come to this like realization that I should stop giving a fuck, or as many fucks as I do, about how people view me, because I have been meeting a ton of new people and I've just been like giving them, you know, crackhead energy, and I like, they love that. And honestly, like, I'm a Sag and I'm a fire sign, and that means I am super like, you know, wild. I'm a wild card, and I feel like in all my other friendships, like relationships and friendships, I've always been trying to be like this calm and collective person, to appeal to them, because they're more like mellow and like mature, I guess. But honestly, like, I have the most fun when I'm not worried about how the fuck a person thinks about me. And I have been watching my older videos too, and you could see it. It's so obvious that I'm trying to be like this calm and collective person, but like those videos are so boring, and it's kind of like unnatural for me because those videos are so hard to edit. I'm trying to like sound smart to you guys, and honestly, I'm not the brightest tool shed. I'm not the sharpest tool shed. Wait. I'm not the sharpest tool in the tool shed, but I'll be like the funniest one, you know? So honestly, I love my vlogs because you can tell, like, that's my true self. And those videos have always made me laugh and is such a joy to me to edit. So honestly, like, from now on, you will be seeing a whole nother side of Jackie, and don't go being like, oh my gosh, she changed. Like, no, I'm still the same bitch, but I'm just learning to embrace all of this, and you should too. Honestly, guys, like, one advice I would give you is like, friends are super important. Like, who you surround yourself with is so important, and you just have to find your crew. And once you do, everything just aligns itself. And honestly, I'm gonna admit to you guys right now, I have about like 2 to 3 matching tattoos with these bitches, and it's just the funniest thing because like, who the fuck would get a matching tattoo? Like, my old friends would never, and it's such a Debbie Downer, but each to their own. And I'm just happy that I found my crew finally, and great things are happening for all of us in the crew, and I just feel like that's the type of vibe I need to surround myself with, because I cannot and should not be contained. I just have the most fun when I'm with them, honestly. Like, they don't peer pressure me into doing anything I don't like. They respect boundaries, which is super important. And I just feel like everybody is for each other's intentions, if that makes sense. Like, I know sometimes it's a little hard to not be as selfish, but these girls that I've been like hanging out with, like, they're so good. Like, mama's definitely raised them right, and I am super happy to be a part of them. I mean, low-key, like, there's 3 of us, and I mean, they're boyfriends, of course, and I brought together, like, I was the bridge between the other two, the 2 girls, because I met one first, and I met the other one, like, separately, and I was like, yo, like, you know, like, this girl's kind of chill. And I'll go to the other girl, I'm like, yo, that girl's kind of chill. And then we just kind of like chill together one time, and the rest is history. Like, we're just best friends now. One of them actually moved to Staten Island, and like, she made a fucking guest room for me. Like, I actually have my own shit there, and she's always like, yo, like, you're free to crash whenever. Like, if whenever you need to escape a little bit, I got you. And I was just like, oh, it was so cute, you know? Still love my other friend group that I've known since like high school and all. But you just need different friend groups for different things, you know? Like, those are also my ride or die, but they wouldn't understand like the shit that I'm currently going through, because like, they're not in the situation with me, so they won't understand the stress. But I still love all my friends, honestly. Like, I wouldn't be here without most of them. I've been trying this like new mascara out from ColourPop. I have it in a shade like burgundy. It is the Level Up Lengthening Mascara. Mixed feelings. I do love the formula and the brush, but I don't think it does anything for my lashes. So this is the makeup look. I don't really have anywhere to go today, but I'm gonna just chill with Coco for a bit. And thank you guys so much for tuning in and for supporting me, and I'll see you guys in the next one.